Good morning, everyone. As already said, yes, I am Yiannis. I'm one of the European Commission staff that is working in the coordination of the Erasmus Plus program. And although I'm sad that I cannot really see you and meet you in person there in Riga, as you can see, the digital means allow us to really interact already. And I will take advantage of what has already been said. As you heard from the director, the human aspect is so important. So indeed, we have a lot of digital tools nowadays to help also the Erasmus participation. But as also Marita said, this should not just remain a formality. The human aspect behind is so important. You will have a lot of workshops and a lot of things to say and to discuss later on, so I don't want to take your time. I hope I can just give like a small inspiration or like a booster, even though we're so much boosted by the video we just saw. So I will not go a lot. So you have already seen the horizontal priorities mentioned by Marita. So this is really something very important for the Erasmus Plus program. And what we saw also is that they are not alone. And today and tomorrow, you are really connecting the digital aspect with the active participation. The title we heard, it's a bit long. So this is the horizontal priority of the Erasmus Plus. Mainly because of last year elections, people think about voting turnout. It's about voting. Indeed, the voting turnout was important, and we saw also the efforts in view of the European elections. But that's not the only thing. It's not only the traditional forms of participation that we're talking about. Participation and civic engagement means media literacy, means to check about information disorder, means also co-creation, as it was highlighted by Marita previous, in the ideas, in the buildings, in the specific policies, like a creation in designing a youth policy or a program. It can involve committees where a lot of people are taking part. I just want to highlight two things, the importance and the relevance. Why it is so important? Well, because it really empowers people. And not only that, but it promotes very important aspects like the social inclusion, or it strengthens the democratic values and the EU values that we saw. And it's more and more relevant nowadays because it also equips people with skills for active citizenship. And in Erasmus Plus, this priority is very important because this program touches so many people. We have bypassed this milestone of 15 million participants. So you can see that spreading, as you said, and strengthening the values and these priorities through this program really goes to the heart of all citizens. So this is what we want to highlight. It's a program that tries to help citizens overcome the difficulties maybe in engaging. And it matters because it develops critical skills like the problem solving, the media literacy. This year that is ending now, and you have it in your agenda, is also the European Year of Digital Citizenship Education, as announced by the Council of Europe. The Council of Europe really underlined the importance of the digital footprint or the digital literacy and critical thinking, things that are going at the same direction with the Erasmus program that tries to contribute together with the organizations and every participant. I don't want to make a lot of things here, but you can have the three aspects in your mind that the program contributes by embedding EU values in projects, by giving priority to projects that offer opportunities for participation. Every organization contributes by designing the projects to apply or by educating people about the values. And of course, every participant contributes simply by taking parts, by inspiring others. As we said, be changers, be ambassadors of this message. If you wonder, okay, yes, but what are all those kind of projects? Most of you really implement those. But if you want to get into the mind of what is a democratic participation in EU values project look like, we can see a small extract from a project.
I would say that the project is about youth participations, and the participants were invited to take European decisions based on a theatrical play. Our project is called Local Europe, and it was about a bar that simulates a little bit the European democracy.
We have put together politicians and young people together on the same level to work together on political processes.
And the intention behind it was that young people would get involved into the European decision-making process.
They really loved to participate in this interactive piece of theatre and what they had learned about it.
Thanks to our project, the participants learned about democratic values which will accompany them for their whole life.
So that was an example of a project. And I would like, since we're in the middle of the phase of this one, so if you remember, there is a big time frame for all the European Commission projects, and Erasmus Plus was 2021 until 2027. So we have some results of the midterm evaluation, as we called. And what was highlighted by all the people is that this program really boosts the European dimension, and it raises awareness and understanding of the EU. And it also, as Marita also highlighted, we're all EU citizens apart from citizens of our country. So it increases the sense of belonging. And this was highlighted. But if you want some numbers, you can see, for example, that 82% of participants declare that they feel more European after taking part in any of those actions. And more than half of the participants in the program, they have gained knowledge about the democratic values and express even a desire to engage more actively afterwards. So participating in Erasmus Plus project or activity, it really boosts the feeling and it makes people become more active citizens after the end of the project. So this is really a sustainability aspect that is really important. The horizontal priorities that we talked about, it's confirmed they are considered extremely relevant. And what happens after 2027? So if the program stops here, do we change it? What do we keep? Of course, we keep it, and we're trying to simplify it and make it more accessible, but also add some important tools. So here, I just would like to indicate to you that following a council recommendation at the end of 2023, the Commission, together with national agencies and some partners, academic partners, will try to create a tool that will be a learning module for all participants in the future. So to adapt age and profile. Very ambitious. And of course, it will be in a digital format in order to be accessible from everywhere. Some highlights. Some of you definitely read it, but this summer in July, the Commission proposed the regulation of the future Erasmus program after 2028. And in this regulation, we can see that the democratic participation, the civic engagement, and the values are not only mentioned as a priority that will be later on, but it's in the heart of the program. So it becomes part of the main objectives of the program later on. So this is very important because usually in the legal basis documents, you don't see details. So by seeing all this, it means that it goes into the DNA of the program. And I highlighted some things for you in the context of this proposal and its objectives that you can see later on if you get the presentation. I want to conclude this here, so we don't take all the time, and maybe even though we're far, we can have a small discussion. So remember how important this priority is, not only about elections, about so many aspects in society. Remember that our digital world means that we are indeed deeply integrated and shaped by digital technology nowadays. And that education and training is not about learning things, but it's also improving your skills and participation and critical thinking.